el honor y el privilegio de contar con una investigadora que nos visita desde Sao Paulo y que en este momento es uno de los personajes más productivos y de mayor impacto en la medicina del sueño a nivel internacional. Como hemos platicado aquí, el grupo de Brasil, liderado por el doctor Sergio Tufic, ha crecido espectacularmente en la medicina del sueño, cuenta con un instituto que es verdaderamente inimitable a nivel internacional, con un edificio de 70 camas y con una producción realmente excepcional. Y la labor el trabajo de Mónica Andersen como investigadora también es un trabajo excepcional. Tiene una producción que para su juventud es una producción muy notable. A estas alturas de su joven vida tiene cerca de 320 artículos internacionales publicados, en revistas indexadas. Es la líder de un grupo muy productivo que aborda problemas básicos y problemas clínicos eventualmente también en Sao Paulo, y en este momento ha estado consolidando otra faceta de su labor como investigadora, que es la faceta de editora. Ella es la editora de la revista Sleep Science, que como ustedes han oído en este congreso, es el órgano de expresión de la Federación Latino-americana de Sociedades de Sueño, y al cual todos estamos convidados a enviar trabajos para seguir manifestando la fortaleza de la medicina y de la investigación del sueño en Latinoamérica. De manera que para nosotros, para la sociedad, para la federación, es un verdadero privilegio contar con una investigadora de la talla de Mónica Andersen. Bienvenida, Mónica. A Mónica le hemos platicado también lo mismo que a Sergio Tufic, que aquí todos hablamos portugués, pero ella pregunta que si quieren oírlo en portugués o en inglés.
Muchas gracias, Javier, grande amigo, em estar aqui. Eu fui concebida em México, em Monterrey. So it's a great privilege to be here. And in Brazil, we used to say that important in life is to have friends. And Javier certainly is one of my best friends in science. So what I would like to know is how many hours everybody is sleeping here in Mexico. Please raise your hands if you have more than 8 hours last night. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, congratulations, you have a very good health. And please raise your hands if you have slept less than 5 hours. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're going to be sick next week. Okay, you too. So what Javier asked me to give a talk is about immune system. Oh, I'm speaking too fast? Okay. So what I'm going to show is that when we are not sleeping well, and all of you that raise your hands that you're sleeping less than 5 hours, we are going to pay a very big price. This price is getting sick. I'm going to give you an overall framework of the literature about the immune system. So, to have a great life, we have to sleep. And in a congress that is created by Mexican society, we have to keep in mind that sleep has to be disseminated in our society. We have to keep in mind that we have to teach our kids, our teenagers, our young generation, how important is sleep to our health. So here is a little kid. He has a lot of pressure to sleep. And 50% of what he sleeps is swimming more, REM sleep. Pay attention to his muscle atonia. His very strange brother, that is not paying attention to him. See how much he tried to find against his own sleep. And actually, think that this very cute picture is very nice when he's a small baby. But have this guy on 40 years sleeping on the road has another picture, another scenario. Like Dr. Trufik mentioned yesterday, in Brazil, we lose 50,000 people a year because these young kids or even older guys sleep on the roads. And then we have a lot of accidents in Brazil. Okay, and here's another scenario. From the kids that are not sleeping so well like they used in the past, Javier and I, when we were babies, we used to sleep very well. That is the reason we are so smart. But the young kids are not sleeping so much. And the other framework that we are seeing nowadays is that the young generation are completely sleep deprived. That is the reason most of you raise your hands sleeping 5 hours. I'm not sure about Mexico, but in Brazil, all the teenagers are going to parties. And the parties start at 1 a.m. Is the same here? Start earlier? Oh, good, good. So you go home like 2, 3 a.m.? So it's the same thing. So in Brazil, the kids are in the parties until 6 a.m. Then they have desayuno, breakfast. Not so good as here, but they are going to sleep during the day and be sleep deprived during the night. In that case, we are going to change the whole world. The universe now has a very peculiar scenario that is turning on the lights when it's night. Please, could you turn on the película, the video? Is the video called ISS? There you can see, that is the world. And here we have a lot of lights, and these lights should be turned off. The only exception is to shift workers that works at hospitals, at the airport, doctors, pilots. The pilot that is going to take me home tonight, I hope he has slept very well last night. But this is an exception for the shift workers, because this is not good for our health. It's not good for our society. You can skip the video, please. Could you please turn on the video? Okay. So, here we are in São Paulo. In São Paulo, we do not sleep. It's a very big society. Okay, Mexico, Monterrey, Cancún, Acapulco. Confusão, manifestações. Miami, Italy, Europe, Japan has a lot of people working at the night. But take a look here in Africa, or the east side of Australia, or the rainforest in Brazil, or even Greenland, or how you say that in Greenland? Greenland, they are sleeping better than usual, because they're not so developed societies. So we can see how fast is a society compared to the hours of sleep. As Dr. Trufik mentioned yesterday, Thomas Edison was a great guy. He helped us to have a job, to be here today learning about Medicina do Sono, because he increased the time we are spending awake and reduced the time that we are sleeping. But later than that, this sequence of very interesting image, TV, was also very good maintaining our jobs, because then we have additional distraction to reduce our sleep time. But nothing was compared to internet. Internet changed completely the way we are sleeping. In the past, Javier and I, we get home, we have dinner with our families, see a little bit of TV, some news, then we go to sleep. Now, we go home, we have dinner, we watch TV, we enjoy our family, and then we go to internet. For 10 minutes, 20, 1 hour and a half. And the worst is the teenagers are taking their iPad iPhone, their mobile telephones to the bed. That is the worst company we can take somebody to the bed. And being sleep deprived, we are going to change a lot of systems in our body. For example, our hormones, our memory, our energy. Imagine a teenager that is sleep deprived during the weekend, and then he has to wake up Monday morning. Mondays at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., then go to school. How can this kid pay attention to a professor? They're not going to learn. And also we have to keep in mind that our attention, our energy to do anything, that is destroyed by our sleep deprivation. And in particular, I'm going to talk about the immune system. Raise a hand who got sick after a week of examination at school, or a lot of reports at work, or have been traveling a lot. Please raise your hands if you have been sick. Everybody. But imagine that could be worse. Javier knows very well, because in the 70s he was pioneer studying comportamiento sexual de la rata, privada de sueño. And getting sick is not the worst. You could be like having sexual dysfunction, so being sleep deprived can damage your life. The first thing that we have to pay attention is that there is a bidirectional communication between sleep and immune system. If we are sick already with fever, for example, we are going to sleep not so well. But the other hand is also true. If we are sleep deprived, we are also getting sick, because there is this bidirectional effect. The main question that we cannot answer in 2014 is, how can we break this bidirectional association? How can we be sick and try to improve our sleep? Or how can we sleep deprive our bodies and still not getting sick? We have no answer for that yet. What I'm going to show is some examples of the immune system being affected by sleep deprivation, but also showing that our sleep has to have a normal pattern with slow wave sleep, with swimming more in the normal amounts in order to keep our health. So one system changes the other one directly. And that is the chain that we have to understand how these little pieces works together. Some people has a lot of sleep deprivation and pain with their immune system. In other cases, we have very sick people, for example, with a chronic immune disease, and they're also paying with their bodies how to keep their quality of life. So first in rodents. There was a work back in the 90s showing that if you sleep deprived a mice, this mice is getting more influenza. In other words, when we are sleep deprived, it's easier for us to have influenza. And that is very bad. If you imagine that we have so many people here, and if somebody is sleep deprived, like you raise your hands, sleeping 5 hours, and somebody's next to you is sick, you're going to get sick too. But if we reduce this amount of sleep deprivation, just 7 hours, might sleep around 12 to 13 hours. If we sleep deprived just 7 hours, it's not much. This mice is also getting more influenza in their lungs, showing that a little bit of sleep deprivation is enough to change your immune system. But if we make a whole day and whole night of sleep deprivation, these mice are also getting more bacteria in their bodies. And this is also true in humans. When we are sleep deprived, we can get bacteria. And eliminate this bacteria is not easy when we are sleep deprived. What we do in São Paulo, in Brazil, is a very simple and low-cost technique. We have a tank full of water, Javier knows very well how to do it, and he can explain what he does also. And there are small platforms. We have here a japa. When he goes to REM sleep, swim more, has muscle tone, and touch the nose and the voice. And the control, lucky guy, he stays here. He sleeps in his own bed. So what we do is, we paradox sleep deprive it. In other words, we take away the REM sleep, the swimming more, for 1 day or for 4 days. That could be the same if a human being is not sleeping well from Monday to Friday. But we were also interested to understand what will happen if this animal sleeps a little bit per day. He sleeps actually 6 hours per day. If the same would happen with us if we slept from midnight to 6 a.m. I need a película. They call it Participação de Sono. So we have 2 mice here. Hi. Película, video. Participação de Sono. Okay, take. I need to move here. Película, people, me. Okay, it's working. Okay, pay attention to this little mouse here. So he is in slow sleep. Now he goes to REM sleep. Pay attention, pay attention. Okay. That is what we call realização do swim. Very easy, and the animals were kept here for 1 or for 4 days. And what we saw was that 1 day or 4 days of total sleep deprivation has not changed their immune system. But if you look here, the numbers of leukocytes, just the group that slept a little bit, 6 hours per day, against to the control group that slept 12 hours a day, this group is sick, is getting sick. And this is what's happening in our society. We are not totally sleep deprived. We are not 24 hours without sleep. We are sleeping a little bit for a long and long time. So 2 different protocols led to different immune system reaction. And we have to understand that if we were humans as chronic sleep deprivation, that is more and more common in our societies. Changing now from immune system to a disease that also affect our immune system, that is psoriasis. So this study was conducted by Camila, that she is postdoc now, and she has this interest to investigate if psoriasis has any relationship with sleep. What we know is psoriasis is a very serious disease. It affects a lot the human's life, especially because it's painful, it has a very strong skin reaction, and our question was, if that sick person, this patient, could face any stress in their lives, for example, already being sick and receive a very bad news, on top of that being sleep deprived, what would happen? Since in humans we have so many variables, what we did, we used mice to understand this cascade of effect. And we know psoriasis has a lot of effect of all of them, especially because it's activating the immune system. But especially, it's related also to stress. And that reduces the quality of life. Knowing that, we imagine that all the situations that these patients are facing could be also proposed in an animal model. So, in order to investigate the stress life that we imagine could be sleep deprivation, the main cause of all this stress, leading to the disease, how would that happen in mice? So again, we use these little animals, and we investigate them after inducing psoriasis by a specific treatment. We did paradoxical sleep deprivation for 48 hours, and of course, all these studies were approved by the ethical committee. And here is the reaction. So this is the control group. of course there is a reaction. But what we are more interested is to see here. This is the group that has psoriasis and were sleep deprived. And take a look. The main biomarkers for psoriasis was increased specifically in the group that were sleep deprived. In other words, sleep deprivation potentiate, increase in a very huge amount the appearance of the disease. And also, it happened with the body weight. This group was the one that lost a lot of weight and also released a lot of stress hormones. So far, we can imagine that sleep deprivation aggravates the appearance of the disease, makes this animal lose weight and more stressed. We also looked to leukocytes and interleukins. One of them were 12, another one were 1b, beta, 6, or 10. And again, this is the group most affected. That makes sense, what happened in humans. These humans also has a lot of change reaction when they have psoriasis, and most of them are mediated by stress. Corticosterone in rodents and cortisol in humans. And when we did a correlation, we can see that more stressed this animal is, more sick this animal also get releasing by stress hormones. So in conclusion to this work, we can say that sleep deprivation is very bad for psoriasis. But at least if this patient would have a little bit of sleep, sleep rebound attenuate the appearance of the disease. And most of that have a lot of mechanistic process intermediating all of this chain of reaction. And most of them is interleukin 10, 6, 12. And if our advice could be given to the patients that has psoriasis, they has to reduce their stress. But that is not very easy when they have a so chronic disease. What they could do is trying to sleep as much as they could. So now, another chapter. Humans, what we are. We are sleep-deprived society. Imagine being 3 days without sleep. So it was proven in the 70s and almost late 90s that we also have a lot of effect in our immune system. Here, if we are sleep-deprived just for 10 p.m. to 3 a.m., it's not much. And sleeping again at 3, like a party, you know, young people going to a party. So our body pays with that, with low levels of natural cures. Our body are not able to send the soldiers to defend our barracks. Our bodies are paying with low amount of natural cures, and that is one of the reasons we get more sick. 1 night of sleep deprivation, just 1 night. Have you been 1 night without sleep on first? Have you? So see, the president of the Congress can get more sick because he has 1 night of sleep deprivation at least in his life. So what happened? This study conducted in Germany should be more disseminated in different countries because what Tanya Lundy showed is that being sleep deprived for 1 night before the vaccine or after the vaccine reduce the production of antibodies, can you see, in 97%. I don't know in Mexico, but in Brazil, if somebody say 97, we understand 100%. In other words, these people that were sleep deprived before or after a vaccine is not producing antibodies. That means a small kid, 1 year and a half, little baby that is not sleeping well and have a lot of vaccine to take, they're not producing the same amount of antibodies they need. Old people that we know that the amount of sleep is reducing across our lifespan is also not producing the same antibodies with only 1 night. So in Brazil, we are trying to show our politicians, the Minister of the Health, that it's very important to show everybody that when we have a vaccine, campaign, people should be sleeping a lot before and after. I don't know in Mexico, but in Brazil, all vaccines are given Saturday mornings. Saturday. And on Fridays, yes, we go to pizza, eat tacos, guacamole, drink horchata, wine, tequila, and tequila, suppress wrestling. And then Saturday morning, Saturday, we are getting vaccines, the kids, old people, and us. So this word should be spread around all the people. And here is another película to finish my presentation. The película, video, here. This is sleep apnea. I think most of you know somebody that has sleep apnea. Pay attention, he was just awake, he has arousal. Pay attention to his belly. And he's sleeping, but actually he's in a sleep apnea right now. So he has a pause in his breathing. He stopped breathing. And that reason, his heart has to beat very much to get oxygen to his brain. And this is a lot of effort to keep his brain with oxygen. So his heart is taking a big work on the muscles. And pay attention how much this body is suffering. Finally, he takes a breath. Can you see how serious sleep apnea is? So, in Brazil, we did a study that Dr. Chufik showed yesterday. 1/3 of the population has sleep apnea. In other words, 33% in Brazil has sleep apnea. I'm not sure about Mexico, but 33% is like that. Do you have sleep apnea? Do you have sleep apnea? So you don't have it. You're lucky that he has it. 1 every 3 people has sleep apnea. I'm not sure about Mexico, but Mexico is getting a lot of weight, and São Paulo is going in the same direction. This is the patients we have to take care of, because they're not sleeping well for many, many months, many and many years. So their immune system are going to be affected. The latest news that we know about sleep deprivation and immune system is cancer. There's still some contradiction between the data, but in Denmark they found out that nurses that are sleep deprived because they work as shift workers, these nurses that are working just at night has more breast cancer than the nurse at the same hospital that work during the day. A data from Brazil showed that those men that work in the petroleum, you know, the sea, plataformas petroleras, these men are having more prostate cancer, more diabetes, and more general sick. They're more generally sick than those men working in the same company, but not in the sea, in the office and the land. There's many factors that led to cancer. But what we have to keep in mind that maybe sleep deprivation is one of them. In order to study that, there is one researcher in Chicago called David Rosal. He just released this week a video showing that mice, that were sleep deprived for a week, up to 3 weeks, has more cancer. These mice are not under stress. They're not having social problems. Their wives are very nice. Their jobs are very well paid. And these mice are getting more cancer when they're sleep deprived. I think that is the new chapter that the specialist in sleep has to pay attention. In Brazil, we still have like very young data, very naive data. It's difficult to really mention that sleep deprivation can cause cancer, but I think this is one thing that Latin America should pay attention. And why not join our effort to show how sleep deprivation can change that very sad and scenario of patients that have already some immune problems in their systems. So sleep is essential for our immune system. I hope I have convinced you the best to go home, and especially those that raise your hands. Again, 5 hours sleep people. Again, raise your hands. Be brave, courage, coragem, be cautious. Raise your hands, 5 hours. So all of you, please go home, increase our amount of sleep. And those that raise your hands that were sleeping 8 hours, continue like that. Maybe then we can have a better immune system. But to finish, I would like to say that that is the secret of happiness. And happiness comes from a good health. Why not Latin America finish our chapter here in the Congress, showing that we have to finish our day not with the internet, not with TV. Yes, with our family, but go earlier to sleep. And then certainly we can have a better day next day and also be less sick. And what we would like to do is to finish, like Javier mentioned, we have sleep science. There are some Americans sending articles, some guys from Europe, but why not make the best Latin American journal with all of you sending articles, and we show all these big guys, American, Europe, that we are better than them. Thank you very much for your attention.
Bueno, muchísimas gracias a Mónica Andersen. No nos equivocamos al decir que es una de las investigadoras más relevantes en Latinoamérica y tiene la generosidad de aceptar algunas preguntas si las hubiera o comentarios.
¿Existe alguna, la verdad es que no he leído algún artículo en particular, pero no sé si existe alguna relación entre desórdenes del sueño y, por ejemplo, alergias al gluten? Últimamente, bueno, ya la proteína del trigo ya se ha manipulado genéticamente para que el 50% de la proteína sea el gluten, cuando normalmente es 8 o 10%. Han aparecido una cantidad de enfermedades de gluten derivadas. Si hay una relación bidireccional entre el sistema inmune y sueño, ¿hay algún trabajo entre gluten y trastornos del sueño?
I'm going to explain in English. For me it's easier, but I got your question. The relationship between gluten and sleep. We don't have any data in Brazil. I'm not aware of data worldwide. But what I imagine that we have to pay attention and be a little bit more cautious when some new diet come on. I think there's a relationship, but so far we have been eating gluten as much as we want. I think it's not just gluten. I think it's the new kind of diet that we introduce in our life that can make change in our sleep. But again, not in sleeping well can change our metabolism and then make a gluten problem. So I would say be more cautious about new diets, but have a person that start a new diet with less or zero gluten and not sleeping well doesn't make sense. I think it's a complete set of changes that we have to do in order to improve our health and our sleep.
Mónica, muchas gracias por estar aquí, por darnos una excelente charla.
Muchas gracias.
Muchos de nosotros hemos leído tus trabajos y sabemos que solamente nos diste un poquito de todo lo que has hecho, ¿no? Entonces, muchas felicidades y por invitarnos también a publicar en esta revista.
Con certeza.
Que te vamos a tomar la palabra, no es para que ya lo voy a hacer. Y además, pues me llamó mucho la atención lo de la psoriasis en los animales, ¿no? Entonces yo creo que la mejor crema, ya tantos productos cosméticos que hay y demás, yo creo que la mejor receta es el dormir bien.
Certamente. My aunt, my aunt has psoriasis, and very, very bad psoriasis. And my gift to her was to send this article. So that was the reason I started this work. because she was bleeding to get to restaurant Casa de Banho every night. So she was crying. And I told her, keep your medicine, but increase your amount of sleep. She was sleeping 5 hours because the stupid of her husband left her. So I told her, don't worry about that guy. Sleep better and your health is getting better. Now she found a new man. Her psoriasis is much better and she's sleeping 6 hours and a half. 1 hour and a half more than she used when she was sick. It's not perfect, but for a person that's 75 years old, sleeping 6 hours and a half is a lot. So I think that's the advice. And we are talking this morning with Andres, and I think what we have to do in Latin America is communication, is talking. It's Portuguese, Spanish, Portuguese, English, French, I don't know, but we have to talk more. Maybe sleep science is a way, maybe online courses. Javier has been in Brazil many times. What we have to do is exchange, intercambio, because that is the reason we are going to create more specialists in sleep in Latin America. And then we are going to show our faces to US, to Europe, wherever information is coming. We can provide a lot of information for a specific culture that is Latin America.
Muchas felicidades, doctora.
Gracias.
¿Cuál, en su opinión, puede ser el principal, si es que podemos marcar como un principal mediador de la inhibición inmunológica o de la activación inmunológica en la privación del sueño?
I do not believe this is a single factor because immune system is too complex and too complicated. So natural killer, necrose factor, TNF. There's also increase in patient with sleep apnea. So I think it is a complete set of biomarkers that if you change one, that is going to have a chain reaction. I think it's not possible to a so complex system has one guilty guy. I think sleep make everything working together. Like I told you, is the soldiers, and this group of soldiers, all of them has a specific job, and we have to keep them with their jobs. If you are sleep deprived, somebody is going to have pain in their throat, another one is going to have sinusite, another one is going to have allergy, another one is going to have psoriasis, and what else? Acne, losing their hairs. There's so many immune system effects in our body when you're sleep deprived. So I don't think it's one single factor. Yes? See?
¿Cuáles son las recomendaciones o las recomendaciones importantes para afectar lo menos posible a los trabajadores nocturnos, afectar lo menos posible al sistema inmunológico? ¿Qué estrategias podemos tomar nosotros? Sabemos que el sueño diurno no es igual que el sueño nocturno, se modifica, todo esto lo hemos estado viendo. Entonces, ¿cuáles son las recomendaciones que ustedes mismos les dan a su personal nocturno para dañar lo menos posible la salud? Gracias, muchas gracias por estar aquí.
Gracias. It's a good question, because we need shift workers. And like you said, our bodies are being projected, designed to sleep at night. But we need doctors, we need nurses, we need pilots. We need so many jobs, and they are at night. So these people are going to pay with their health. What we are going to do in Brazil, and we do that already in the Sleep Institute, but it's one place. We bring employees to work at night when they are vespertinos. So those that are going to be technicians for polysonography or nurses that work in our building at night, we invite those that are vespertinos. I think at least these people are not suffering so much. I am matutina, and for me, working at night is very, very bad. But maybe for Ruby that wants to be more time awake at night, she was going to have less damage. But I believe at the end, in sleep deprived, those shift workers are going to pay somehow with different prices for their sleep deprivation.
Allá atrás, Ulises.
Gracias. Mónica, muchas gracias por su presentación excelente. A mí me gusta mucho la vertiente que ha surgido en cuanto a la relación del cáncer y el sueño, porque se ha publicado que los pacientes con cáncer tienen deficiencias importantes de melatonina. ¿Ustedes ya han probado si la administración de melatonina en el paciente oncológico mejora la calidad de su sueño?
Nós não temos dados ainda no Brasil, mas alguns estudos, some studies in Europe, trying to give melatonin to breast cancer. The problem with cancer, and specifically with breast cancer, that is what I'm going to study, is the psychological effect. So you're sleeping a little bit more because you have melatonin in your system, but your psychological factors are still affected. A woman with breast cancer, she's so upset, she's so sad that her stress, her cortisol is to increase. So I'm not sure melatonin has any effect, but we also do not know if those women have less melatonin. Maybe because they have alteration in their rhythms. I think this is another thing we have to study, like these women or another patients with cancer has previously less or more melatonin, and if melatonin could be a possible therapeutic option. I think there is two options of the same coin that study the relationship between sleep and cancer. It's something new. I think there's a lot of things involved, and it's very difficult to draw a complete scenario of cancer and sleep, but I think we should join our effort, because cancer is killing more and more. In Brazil, I don't know Mexico, but 1 woman in 10 is getting breast cancer. It's 10% of all the Brazilian population. This is too much. And we know that could be higher if these women sleep deprived. So if we can make better therapeutic approach, better strategies to reduce shift workers at those conditions that we do not need. I'm not talking about hospitals, I'm not talking about important jobs that need to happen at night. I think if we can do something better with the politicians, with the government, I think that is the way to study sleep and cancer.
Bien, si no hay más preguntas, le agradecemos encarecidamente